everybody, welcome back to my channel. So if you're following me on Instagram or TikTok, then you know that I dropped this dish because I'm doing a countdown to my wedding series. And a lot of you guys asked for my Sunday dinner recipe that I made a few weeks ago. So here it is. We're going to hop right into the video. So it's a lot going on in this video, so we're going to start with the chicken first. I am using chicken thighs and chicken drums, and I'm going to season it with some Better Than Bouillon chicken seasoning, some black pepper, some garlic powder, some onion powder, some paprika, some parsley, and also you can use fresh parsley, but I honestly like to use the dried parsley for this meal, but it's your preference. Also, I threw some onions and some green peppers in there, and I'm going to mix everything around until it's nicely incorporated. Throw in about 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil, mix it all around, and then I'm going to put it in my baking dish. I have my oven preheating to 400 degrees. Once you lay everything out, all the chicken out, you want to then add in some chicken broth or some chicken stock. I added in about 1.5 cups of chicken broth. Also at this point, if you prefer to make your gravy ahead of time, you can put about 1 to 2 tablespoons of flour into your chicken broth and make a slurry, then pour it over your chicken, and that will make a gravy while the chicken is cooking. But I don't want to do that. I prefer to make it on the stove. So we're going to place our chicken in our oven, and every 30 minutes we're going to baste our chicken. Now moving on to the macaroni and cheese. Guys, y'all know how to boil elbow macaroni noodles. I add a little bit of olive oil, some salt, pour in your elbow macaroni noodles in your pot of boiling water and let it cook for about 6 to 7 minutes. Now we can move on to our cheese sauce. Y'all, please don't kill me for this cheese sauce. I know y'all gonna be in the comments, that's fake cheese. Oh, why you don't use real cheese? Oh, Gouda's the best. Make it however you want to make it. This is how I like it. This is how a lot of people who I make it for like it. So I'm going to start off with 1 whole stick of butter. And then I'm going to let that melt and add in 2 to 3 tablespoons of flour. Yes, we're making a roux. I'm going to whisk this all around for about 3 to 5 minutes. And then I'm going to slowly pour in about 1.5 cups of whole milk or 2% milk, whichever milk you prefer. And then about 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. Once that gets it starts to thicken up, you're going to add in your cheese. Again, I don't want to hear y'all in the comments saying this is not real cheese. Why are you using this fake artificial cheese? Because it's the cheese that I like, sis. So I'm going to use Velveeta. Yes, I said it. Velveeta and American cheese. And I bought the sliced cheese, so it was 8 in a pack. I used the whole pack. And I'm just going to let that melt. I have my stove on a low heat. I'm going to let that melt very slowly. And at this point, your elbow macaroni noodles should be done. You want to go ahead and strain them so then we can incorporate this sauce into our elbow macaroni noodles. Also, you want to go ahead and season your sauce. So I like to season it with some paprika for color, a splash of salt, pepper. This is where I use that dried parsley again, that I just prefer the taste of it over the fresh parsley, and some garlic powder. And I'm going to mix it all around. And then once it thickens up a little bit, our sauce will be ready to pour over our noodles. So now here I have my noodles, and I'm going to put 1 egg in and then mix it around. Once that egg is nicely incorporated into my noodles, I am then going to add in some Colby Jack cheese. So that's a combination of Colby cheese and then Monterey Jack cheese. I really like this combination. It tastes really good. And so yes, this is a 5 cheese macaroni and cheese technically, and it's partly nice good cheese, and then it's partly artificial fake cheese. So I just like the mixture. It tastes really good. So I'm gonna mix a whole bag of the Colby Jack cheese into my macaroni, and then I'm gonna slowly incorporate our sauce into the macaroni noodles. I like to pour a lot of sauce in my noodles. No, this is not gonna make your macaroni and cheese runny. I've been seeing on TikTok a lot lately, and I'm just curious to how it tastes. Like a lot of people making it like really cheesy. And then I saw somebody on TikTok say, what happened to the block macaroni and cheese when your mother or your grandmother used to make it, and then you used to take it out the casserole dish and it came out kind of looking like lasagna, like it was like nicely compact. That's what I'm used to. I'm not used to this new cheese, but I mean, it's to each his own. So I like to make mine nice and gooey, as you can see here. And then then once I added in enough sauce, as you can see, it's quite a bit of sauce in there, but I like to use that because this helps to make that cheese on top, that cheese layer on top, melt and give you that beautiful brown crust that everybody loves. You're gonna go ahead, and once you get all your sauce incorporated, you're going to add in I like to use mild cheddar cheese, but you can use sharp if you want to. I just like the way that the mild cheddar cheese melts on top. So I use the whole bag of mild cheddar cheese, sprinkle it on top, and then I like to add a splash of paprika for color, and then a splash of black pepper on top. I don't know. I just like to do that. So also I have my oven still on 400 degrees, and I'm going to place this. I'm going to cover it up, spray my tinfoil with Pam, and put this in the oven for about maybe 30 minutes. And then after 30 minutes, I'm going to take my tinfoil off so then my cheese can brown for another 15 to 20 minutes. So moving on to our cabbage. So I like to fry my cabbage in bacon grease. So I like to use the thick cut center cut bacon. I really like this bacon. I believe it's Oscar Mayer's. That's the one I normally get. And I just fry the whole pack of bacon. And then so it's your preference. Once you fry the bacon, you can add the bacon back to your cabbage, or you can leave it out like I do. So once you fried your bacon, you want to remove your bacon, and then you want to saute some onions, some green peppers, and some red peppers in that bacon grease that was created when you fried the bacon. Once you let that cook for about 4 to 5 minutes, you are then going to slowly add in your cabbage. I use 2 cabbage heads, and I just cut them into, y'all know how to cut cabbage, just cut it into nicely sized pieces, and I do it 1 cabbage head at a time. So I'm going to add in 1 cabbage head that I cut up and cleaned, and then I'm going to season it with some onion powder, some garlic powder, some paprika, 2 tablespoons of butter, and some black pepper and some salt. And then I'm going to mix that around and let it cook down some. Also, you can add in about a cup of chicken broth to, give it some more flavor. And then once it's cooked down, I'm going to add in the last remaining cabbage head, and I'm going to season it again, repeat the same steps, add the same seasonings with your 2 tablespoons of butter, mix that all around, and it should look something like this. The longer you have it cooking, the better. Also, I have my stove on a medium-low heat the entire time. So moving on to our gravy. After about an hour, I took all that juice that was in our bacon dish at the bottom. All that juice from the chicken went into that chicken broth, all those seasonings. I strained it, and I put it on my stove on a medium-low heat, brought it to a nice little simmer, and then I slowly added in some slurry. Slurry is nothing but some water mixed with some flour. And then it was about I actually did 3 tablespoons of flour. I added in more flour later. So I did 3 tablespoons of flour to 1.5 cup of water, mixed it around, added into our gravy. I also removed the fat from on top of the gravy, as you saw at the beginning. I removed the fat and I let it thicken up some. And then I took this gravy and poured it on top of our beautifully cooked chicken. And then we're going to place this back into our oven for an additional 30 minutes. And I'm going to baste it every 10 minutes. Guys, this chicken is so delicious and then I have the extra gravy on the side. Oh my God, everything about this dish I really, really love. I actually made this dish back to back because I made it, and then my sister was like, can you make me a whole pan for the week? Then I made it again for my best friend. This dish is so comforting. Oh my God. But we're gonna move on to presentation time because we all know presentation is key. So of course you got to eat smothered chicken with rice. So I had some rice on hand. So I got my rice down. You can use brown or white. And then I have my cabbage that I fried in bacon grease. And then I have my block macaroni and cheese because my macaroni and cheese ain't looking like the macaroni and cheese that the TikTokers been doing lately. So my macaroni and cheese just look, I guess, old school. Maybe I'm just I got an old soul. I don't know. And then we got our smothered chicken, and we're going to put that on top of the rice. And, of course, you got to add in some delicious gravy that was in our bowl. And then we got some extra gravy on the side if somebody want to put some more gravy on the side. We got to give people options, guys. And that's pretty much it. If you have some rolls, if you got some Hawaiian rolls or some bread, serve it with some bread, clean your plate. And then, of course, add some parsley because, of course, parsley makes your plate just look you know, it elevates it. It makes it look like, oh, okay, you throwing down to, ooh, you throwing down, sis. Like Target and Target, like the difference. So, but that's pretty much it, guys. You got to try this dish. It's absolutely delicious, if I might say so myself. I made it 3 times literally in like 2 weeks for people. So it's really good. So you guys got to try it. But be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys are washing your hands. And I will see you guys at my next video.